So you're thinking about buying a Renault 5, you've ordered a Renault 5, or you've just received your Renault 5 and you're wondering about all these dash buttons and all the rest of it. We're going to have a complete dash run through, and stay to the very end. We're going to be looking through the My Renault app, specifically linked to this Renault 5 as well. So let's start at the door and work our way over. So on the door itself, you've got the adjusters for the side mirrors, and we can retract either one, either side, and or retract all of them. You have your auto up, down for all 4 windows, and the ability to lock the rear ones as well. Up on top, you have the My Safety Sense button that you can turn off with a second press, and that's just to remove the speed sign recognition, etc. You can also raise or lower your headlight depending on the weight in the vehicle. We're going to go through each of the screens, but let's run through the steering wheel first. So on the left-hand side, you have the ability of setting your different speed on the cruise control. You can change the mode on the actual screen. So once I turn it on, you can see up on the top of the screen here, it floats between speed limiter and cruise control, or turn it off. Then you can reset and shortcut. So left-hand side, then right-hand side then is your phone shortcut, the ability of using the built-in Google Assistant, your shortcut button, and then the menu button then on the right-hand side, or sorry, that's the screen change for the actual screen. So you can have it big speedo in front of you. You can have it so that it is the side of the screen. Let me zoom in on that so you can actually see it. Is depending on what mode it's in. You can have it so it's the map, if I remember correctly, yes, because it has Google built in. And then you can have it back to the way I like it, which is speed on the left, and then you kind of bits and pieces to do with the car on the right-hand side. So that's the cycle all the way through. But if you want a very minimalistic, you can have it like that. But let me go back to the one that I like. And depending on the mode, or the multi-sense as they call it in Renault land, will dictate the color of the highlight of what's happening here. And then we've got that multi-sense button down here. So when I press that multi-sense button, it allows me then to change through. At the bottom, you can see Eco, Normal, Sport. So Comfort is yellow, Eco is this kind of turquoisey blue, and all the highlights on it then change. You have it then, you can press it to Sport, which turns everything to red. You can have Perso, which is the personalized one, which is purple. And then you can have it back to Comfort, which is the yellow one. So that's the steering wheel. Then we're going to zoom out and show you the different stalks. On the left-hand side, you have your lights and indicators. You've got automatic wipers, automatic lights and automatic wipers. So lights and indicators on the left-hand side. Right-hand side then is your wipers. Underneath that is, bring us up, we can see it here, the little audio stalk that we would have seen on Renaults over the year. Top is source, you can cycle through your sources. Bottom is the mode, volume up, volume down, and in the middle is volume mute. You can see the buttons there. And then behind that you have a track wheel then as well, so you can scoot through the different tracks. The lipstick gear knob selector, so you can see reverse, neutral and drive. You can get this customized as well, so you can have different things on it. It's very much like a lipstick, the Chanel lipstick. One thing about it is there is no park, number one. Number two, to go into reverse or drive, to change the direction of the vehicle, you really have to be stopped. Some vehicles allow you to do that when it's slightly still moving. It's definitely something that's caught me out this week. It definitely does need to be it needs to be stopped before you select your gear. So just be conscious of that. At the end, you've got this little translucent Renault bit at the end. We'll go up to the dashes then in a second, but underneath then in the middle, we have your hazard button, you have your central locking, you have your aircon off, you have the ability to see where the aircon has been moved, aircon max, recirculating, automatic mode, front and rear demister, the up or down on the volume, on the fan speed, and then the ability of increasing or decreasing the actual temperature. Below that then is your electronic handbrake, your automatic handbrake, your wireless charging pad, 2 USB Type-Cs and a 12 volt. That's pretty much the dash. Up on the actual screen itself, we have Google built in, so you can sign into your Google if you want to, and it has all your different bits and pieces there. You have your audio. I'm going to go bring Aidan back in a minute. You can change the source, so you can have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. There's my phone connected in. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, Google News, radio or USB. And then you've got your Google Assistant shortcut. On the right-hand side then, we've already shortcutted to that. Your phone, we have the different apps. So you've got your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and then within the Play Store, you can actually, once you're signed in, you can download Waze, you can download all the different Google apps that are available to your Google account. And then you have your, depending on what mode you're in, so you've got your electric side of things, so you can see energy, you can see your programming. We'll talk about this also in the app. You can see your battery, you can change where you set the battery limits to and the reserve versus the max as well. You hold that, bring that up or down. And then your settings, pedestrian warning sound, so you can change that. One by Jean-Michel Jarre, one is neutral and one is expressive. Plug and charge, you can have that as well if you want it under the electric section. Hands-free park assistance, so you can do reverse in, you can do nose in, or you can do reverse or nose out. So that's good that it's on that. This is the upper level trim. We've got our air quality mod, you've got the air purifier. You've got your My Driving sensor, your safety score, 97 and 98, very happy with that. Driving assistance then, you've got the all safety on, or you can have the perso. And so you can have traction control, active braking, warning, anticipation. You can have the distance to follow the car in front. You can have the display risky areas. You can have your parking front side, sound, and the volume of that. The vehicle itself settings, access, welcome, all the different bits and pieces, and then the wiping, you can have them turn on or off in reverse gear. In the cockpit, you've got the screen settings, daytime brightness, indicator sound volume, low, medium or high, favorite button on the steering wheel, so you can have it so that it sets up the heated front seats, etc., etc. And we'll cover this bit down at the bottom now in a second. So whatever you'd like within that favorite button, and then you can edit the widgets then as well, where you want that. I want that down here, I want that up here, or sorry, what you have there, so you can edit as to what is within that, and you can change that within the screen. Car settings. And then the overall settings, so you can have sound, your networks, your Bluetooth, your location, your apps, etc. So lots of different options there. And then depending on, so that's comfort and it's yellow. So if I go to Eco, we change to the turquoise. We go to Sport, that goes to the red. And so this is another way of getting through rather than the multi-sense on the steering wheel. And then you can configure those internal. So as much as I'd like comfort, I can still configure comfort as well. So it's not like they're preset. So they've done a good job on that. At the bottom, you have the ability of increasing or decreasing the, you can see the temperature, the fan speed, and that's all done connected via here. Heated steering wheel on or off, 3-stage passenger and driver, aircon on off, and then where you want the actual air to come to. And that's just down here. Power on off button is up here then as well. And then on the actual screen, there are some other, let me see if I can zoom in here. There are some other options on the right hand side that we can cycle through. So on the actual, you can see it here. So we can see consumption on the right hand side, and you can see it building up that little stack. You can see range wise, if I go urban, it'll tell me 154, 104 at my current consumption level. And if I go on the motorway, it's 75 kilometers. The distance that this car has done, 717. We have the eco monitor, which will show you how economically you're driving. And we also have then the Android Auto, what's playing on that. And then you can have a blank if you want a blank. So that is the complete dash run through on the, I always do this when I zoom in, I never zoom out, on the Renault 5. Now we're going to jump into the My Renault app and run through the options that are available in the app. So this is the app on my Android phone, and you can see a couple of different functions on it, but not too many. On the top left hand side, you'll see a little car icon, and that's where you can have multiple Renaults within the My Renault app, and you can add your specific Renault 5. We've got 118 kilometers left with that battery percentage. You can see the color, which is always nice. You can see the start stop on the left hand side, and that's to do with the air conditioning to preheat and precondition. You can press the middle button, which is horn, which will set off the horn 3 times, or you can turn on or off the lights. You can create charging programs, so which is always all good to see via the app as to how you'd like the car heated or cooled. You can see a charge history. If you've got plenty of charging within that, you can see the length of time and the numbers and the kilowatt hours that I've taken into the battery. You can also set the battery settings as to what percentage you'd like that battery, all the way from 55%, and it's saying between 55 and 80% for daily use, and then for longer trips 80 to 100%, which is always nice to preset and condition your battery. Got some quick tips and guides, and within that you have your legal paperwork, which doesn't allow me to share it on the screen. You've got the technical data and the ability to if you were reselling your Renault 5 for the appraisals, you have the map function down along the bottom where you can put in your destination. You also have the help function, and finally you have your own account section there then. So nice and easy to use the My Renault app with your Renault 5 car.